The state's top prosecutor is accusing a New Mexico judge of breaking the law and stomping on crime victims' rights. It comes after that judge suddenly dismissed years of probation from the sentence of a teacher who admitted to molesting a teenager. And as News 13's Chris McKee explains, it's not the first time the judge has faced controversy.
All we're asking for is so that victims of crime be treated equally, that their rights be observed, that their rights be protected.
Attorney General Raul Torres calling on the New Mexico Supreme Court to get involved in what he claims is a violation of state law and a disregard of victims' rights by a Southern New Mexico District Court judge.
We are asking the Supreme Court to recognize that there were multiple violations of the law that were committed by a misapplication of that law by the judge himself.
The AG's accusation surrounds Judge Douglas Driggers, who recently dismissed more than 2 years of probation off of the sentence of former Las Cruces schoolteacher Patrick Howard. Howard pleaded guilty in 2021 to battery and criminal sexual contact of a minor, and prosecutors say state law requires a mandatory 5 years probation. But in March, Judge Driggers ruled otherwise.
At that hearing, the court terminated his probation early.
Howard's probation dismissed after just over 2 years. Doña Ana County DA Gerald Byers says his office also didn't get the legally required 7 working days notice before the judge held the hearing.
That did not provide our office sufficient time to notify the victims.
Those constitutional rights of his victims have been disregarded at multiple turns.
While the AG is asking the Supreme Court to now reverse Judge Driggers' decision, he also believes there are likely other judges in New Mexico who've made similar rulings.
I don't believe this to be an isolated incident in the state of New Mexico. That's not how our system is supposed to work. He was ordered to serve and comply with conditions, and he should not get the benefit of a shortened period of supervision by simply doing what the court expects him to do.
Chris McKee, KRQE News 13.
The judge who made the decision, Douglas Driggers, has also faced criticism for decisions in other cases. In 2021, the state Supreme Court threw him off of a deadly child abuse trial after justices found Driggers abused his power in barring prosecutors from using key evidence. Former Attorney General Hector Balderas also admonished the judge for giving former District Attorney Francesca Estevas no jail time after she pleaded guilty in a high-profile reckless driving and disorderly conduct case where prosecutors accused Estevas of using her power to influence a police investigation. Judge Driggers instead gave her probation. Then around 2 years ago, Judge Driggers handed down a directed verdict in favor of a Las Cruces police officer who was on trial for using a chokehold on a man and killing him. In that case, Driggers ruled that prosecutors didn't provide sufficient evidence to allow a jury to even consider the charge.